My AI just changed. It just
You
buzzed
only
from
live once.
Thank
I
God
lost my
you
train of thought.
came. How
So
many
I hope
more
you
days?
understand that. And hi stars, and welcome back for another video. And today it's another advice video from me, a sophomore. So I just went through my freshman year of high school, and I would just like to offer some advice to people who are incoming freshmen and any advice in general if you want to take it. So let's get into this video. The first question I got was, how do you meet new people, and are they judgmental? Is it hard to find friends, basically? From my experience from the beginning at orientation, everyone was very welcoming. Like, you suspect them to be like all bossy, they'll just show you around the campus, yada yada. That was like my vibe. I was just like really scared because our high school campus was obviously way bigger than our middle school. I was just like in awe of how big the campus was. Like, the change from middle school to high school is like insane about the campus. And that, my guides were really nice. I actually ended up becoming friends with some of them and they were like super welcoming. They were like matching my vibe and everything, and to the point of like, if you feel like people judgmental, everyone's judgmental. Judgmental is in the sense like you have a judgment of certain things, you have an opinion of certain things. I feel like everyone is at one point or a lot of points in their life judgmental, because there's very much two sides of a situation. Honestly, in the beginning, I did feel like everyone was probably against me, because my mental head was like, if you're not matching their vibe, they're not gonna like you. And that is not true. It's not true at all. I honestly made a lot of friends due to I guess choir and like all my classes. And once you get to know your teachers and everything will be smooth sailing. Honestly, just don't surround yourself with bad people. And if you have to lose friends in high school, it's completely normal. You're not enemies unless something bad happens to you. There's nothing bad about becoming friends with other people. And I just want to state that facts, because you will lose a lot of friendships and you'll make a lot of friends, and you think there's people that are going to stay with you till the very end, but there's a lot of chapters in high school, and I understand that it's going to be very heartbreaking for some of you, but I understand that this is the chapter in your life where you're going to grow the most. The next question I got was, what's one thing I knew before going into high school? I think one thing I wish I knew before going into high school is the fact that everything is changing so fast. And I get it, it's stereotypical. Everyone says like, oh, high school goes by so fast, but honestly, it is the freaking truth. Like, I was just now a freshman, and my mindset is like, oh yeah, I am growing and my education and my knowledge is growing, but I still feel like I'm a freshman. So I think the main thing is that like, you're going to change so much, and you need to allow yourself to change, because I feel like once you get into high school, there's so much pressure to feel like you need to fit in, you need to get these amazing grades, you need to be like the most impossible person in the whole entire freaking planet. And I just want everyone to just take a deep breath and understand that everything is meant to change, and you are going to go through the most like roller coaster of emotions, but you are okay. You are completely normal, and there's nothing wrong with that. The next question was, what's the best way to study for tests? Okay, in my honesty, I am not the best test taker. I believe I'm not the best test taker, and maybe my advice is not the best, but I believe that I found these tips. I'll probably link them in description, but my bio teacher gave me these tips about these videos, basically stating that, like, you know how you see the pattern of like, hey, I need to study every single day to know every single fact and everything. That is not true. When you study in high school, there's a lot of material that you need to remember, and so long-term memory needs to lock in your brain. You need to study at least every other day, every 2 days, I would say, to get it locked in your mind. And if you're not that type of person and know long-term memory like real quick, then there's no problem for you. But use Quizlet, use any other quizzing website or anything, because quizzing yourself and testing yourself gets you in the momentum of like, you're gonna know these questions, and instead of just studying your facts, you will study your facts, but in order to remember your facts, you're gonna have to test yourself and get someone else to test yourself, make vocab cards, anything is possible. The next question is, how do I manage my time with my activities, my downtime, everything? So basically, when I started freshman year, I knew that I would need to start taking things seriously. Obviously, freshman year, colleges won't look at your freshman grades as much so as your sophomore, junior, and senior years, but freshman year sets you up for success in the rest of the years, and your mindset needs to be, I guess everyone would be saying, locked in. Always, if your teacher has a schedule up on your thing, check it constantly, because there can be changes. So you always will check the schedule. If they don't have a schedule, understand the layout of the lessons and how your quizzes and tests are going to be, and always make sure to prioritize your studying and your academics over any sport. When you say student athlete, the student becomes before the athlete. In order to succeed in your athleticism, in your other fields, basically you need to prioritize your studying, because your studying will allow you to not only build your knowledge over certain things, it will help you gain the mentality to do your sports. There's so much burden when it comes to the fact that people don't understand that, oh, I love doing my sport, why should I care for school? The only reason you're in the sport is because you're in school. Get to know your teachers. If you don't know your teachers like that, they're not going to let you slide with any deadlines and late work, because certain teachers obviously allow late work, but they can be more lenient towards you if they know you, that you have a relationship with them. The whole gist of figuring out your schedule, just make sure to plan with your teachers. Any other sports, you can talk to the coaches and your teacher and you can form something, because there's a lot of student athletes at my school, and teachers understand that they can have burnout really easily, and some complications will not allow them to do sport events and everything. So as long as you plan with your teachers and you give yourself the leisure to stay home sometimes when you can't hang out with your friends, just to take that mental health day and to help yourself, is so much better for you. Now onto social aspects. The question I got was, how do you deal with feeling left out and feeling alone? Honestly, in high school, there's going to be moments where you're not going to be surrounded by your group of friends or be loved in the sense that you know that you need to feel. Actions and emotions you give won't be reciprocated. And I know it's very hard to understand that, but there's moments in your life where you're going to feel alone and you're going to feel that everyone's leaving you out in certain things. But you need to realize, if you are being left out, you need to exclude yourself from whatever toxic environment you are in, and realize that the people that you thought you could surround yourself with are maybe not the people for you, and you need to move forward. You cannot move backwards. If you move backwards, you will go back into your own spiral, and that is not okay for you, and it's not going to benefit you at all. You're not going to keep on moving in high school. I probably felt alone a lot of times this year, and I understand that's kind of insane, because like, what, a freshman feels like all these sort of emotions? Yes, we do. I understand that you just started high school, and you probably don't have as much complex classes as a junior or sophomore or a senior will have. But you need to understand that it's gonna get harder and harder, and you can't just keep going back in your little bubble. You need to stand up for yourself, and you need to move on towards your education. And I felt alone many times this year because of the fact that I'm not the type of person to open up about my emotions, and I bundle up myself up because I feel like I'm a burden, and I feel like no one will understand me. But every single time I opened up, everyone was like, that is completely normal. And I understand there's like a lot of events that happened in your past that could have shaped you into being this person now, but you need to realize that there are people to support you, and you are not alone in this journey, and everything will be smooth sailing after, because you understand that you are going to be mentally maturing yourself, and you are going to be in a safe environment. On to extracurriculars and growth. Basically, the question I got was, should a freshman join clubs and sports in their freshman year. Obviously, that is like the main thing everyone should be doing their freshman year. You need to put yourself out there. You need to get out of your comfort zone. And I understand that everyone, for me personally, I was very, very scared of doing all these things and trying out for clubs and being in certain programs and everything. But honestly, that shaped me into the person I am. I am so much more confident because of the fact that I've made so many good connections with me joining Kababayan Club, which is our Filipino club. So Kababayan Club is a Filipino club at our school, and we do tinikling, which is a Filipino dance with sticks, and we do a bunch of little like halo Halloween. We do a bunch of events to represent our culture, and I hope everyone who is going to high school joins the culture that they represent, because it's really, really fun. You get to learn more about your culture and you get to make new friends. So yeah, join Kaba. Next club I'm in is hip hop club and acapella club. They are for choir majority, but it's really, really fun if you get yourself involved in dancing and singing in a group. And you're not going to be alone. You're doing it in a group. Don't worry. Just put yourself out there. And I made so much, like, even if I'm in choir, I made so much more connection while being in those clubs, because it's really sad that we have so many clubs, but people don't take advantage of it. And they see as though, like, oh, like, I don't care. It's just a club. Like, it's not going to help me. I've made so many friends through clubs, and it's like such a fun experience to like all have the same idea of like you want to help with service, or you want to just have fun in general, be a part of the choir shows, like be part of the choir shows. My very last club is Key Club. Key Club, I think majority of people have heard it, but Key Club is a service club where we help out our communities, and it is international. So I hope everyone considers joining Key Club, because Key Club, honestly, I was really, really like scared and taken aback about the fact there's so many people in Key Club. And we have this event called Fall Rally South, which is when we go to Six Flags after learning all our chants to basically compete on who has the most spirit and who wants to represent all the service we've been doing. And it was so much fun. And I get it, you're kind of scared, like, I'm going to Six Flags with these random people that I barely know, but honestly, by the time you get to Six Flags, you already know a lot of people because you created friends through going to spirit nights and everything. And for me personally, I already knew like a good amount of people because I was chronically online on social media. Fall Rally, D30 Suns won, just saying, my division. I just believe Key Club is a very nice club for everyone, because even if service hours are not mandatory, I guess, in our district anymore, it's really good for your college applications, and it can make you a well-rounded person, and you can make so many amazing memories through Key Club. If you look at my channel, there's a video from Fall Rally, which is basically not documenting every single thing that I wish I could, but like it was so much fun. And mind you, I was the only freshman. I was the only freshman who had the balls to go by themselves. And obviously I had friends with me, so it wasn't like super uncomfortable, but it put me out of my comfort zone, and I had so much fun. So now I am Key Club's historian, and I get to take pictures and document our year, basically just like I'm doing on my YouTube channel. So I hope you can join along. Please join Key Club. And Kaba, I'm activities commissioner for Kaba. No flex zone. My bad. And then for Hip Hop Club, I am publicist, and also for Key Club, I am Spirit Chord with Emily. So yeah, I hope you please join clubs, please join sports, get out of your comfort zone. The next question was, what's something I learned that helped me grow throughout freshman year? I think something that I learned throughout freshman year was that no one cares what you're doing. Dude, don't even get me started. If anyone thinks I'm not insecure, I've been insecure. Everyone's insecure. No one feels as though like they're their best self, because we really are just growing as people, and we need to understand that we're not going to be the most beautiful, perfect, amazing freaking people freshman year. We are those people. We can create ourselves into those people, but we need to understand that self-insecurity cannot get us there. As long as you set yourself with the right people and you put yourself out there, you will have the most amazing freshman year. The next question was, what do you do when high school is overwhelming? For me, the way I cope with very bad anxiety and social anxiety sometimes, I came to understand that when I get overwhelmed, I need to realize that I'm not going to be the most perfect person. I may not even say the nice things, but I need to understand that I need to keep on growing and that I can let myself take the time for myself. The grade does not define you. I wrote that on my vision board. A grade does not define you. I wanted to be that A student, and I ended up being an AB student this year, which is completely fine. I majority had A's, just saying, but I still had my B's. I did have a C+ one time, and that low-key made me crash out, and I got really scared. But then I realized that, like, I was normal. Everything was fine. The question was, how do I stay confident and true to myself? For me, I'm a very open person, especially obviously me having this channel and me putting myself out there in like choir and everything. If anyone knows me personally, I'm a very like randomly bubbly and loud person and can't stop talking for the life of me. Maybe that's why I made this channel. To become confident, you need to realize that not everyone's gonna be looking at you. Not everyone's gonna care what you say, and like even prioritize your well-being, which is really sad sometimes because you want to feel that attention and you crave for that attention like that other people get. You need to help yourself and yourself only. Confidence comes from the self-love of your own being, and I hope everyone understands that you need to have growth for yourself. You need to praise the Lord, unless you're not. But anything, regardless of religion, you need to understand that you're okay. You just need to breathe. You need to take time for yourself, and you need to understand that you only live once. I can't stress you enough. When you feel like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I stop being friends with them? Everything, etc. You only live once. And if anything, you get a rejection. That's all you get. That's literally all you get. And I can't stress enough the fact that everyone thinks that it's so scary to feel that feeling, but I feel that feeling 24/7. I can't stress you enough. I am not the best person built for the role of being confident. And I know that's kind of insane because I put myself out there so much, but there's days where I feel like I'm not as confident as I usually am, and I feel like I have self-hatred for myself. But I understand that like God has a plan for me. God loves me. God created me in my own image, and that my purpose in life is to help people. Step out of their comfort zone, realize that you only have these 4 years and you need to work for those accomplishments that you want to achieve. Okay, one of the last questions was, how do you deal with anxiety and self-doubt? Come to me. Honestly, I'm the definition of anxiety and self-doubt, if no one knows that. I have been through a mental journey. I've been bullied. I've been online bullied. I've been through thick and thin through anything. And I honestly am surprised that I made it this far. Because I'm going to be honest, in the beginning, in probably middle school, I probably wanted to myself. And I know that sounds kind of scary, the fact that people can talk about that so openly now, but I did feel that way. And I understand that people have such different mental mindsets than me, but anxiety is sometimes a weapon. For me, anxiety is it gets me really nervous, and it kind of empowers me to keep on moving forward. I don't know how to explain it. For me nowadays, when I have basically an anxiety attack, I realize that I don't have everything figured out and I'm completely human. I go through the same things everyone else does. I cry, I get angry, I get frustrated, and that is completely normal. So anxiety can take over you, but you just need to seek any help in anyone. For me, even if I couldn't go to anyone because I was the type of person to not talk about my emotions, I went to like creators online who preach about mental health, and it really helped me. It really helped me realize that like I listened to podcasts and everything. Diary of Romantica, that podcast literally helped me so much this year. Like, listen to that podcast. It was so good. It made me realize that like people can be vulnerable with one another and understand that like we are meant to be shaping the world. And with self-doubt, I feel self-doubt all the freaking time, and I understand that people won't perceive me that way of having self-doubt with myself, but I think the majority of the time it's either looks or, for me, education, because I feel like I'm not the smartest person in the room, and I will never be the smartest person in the room. But guess what? I'm gonna challenge myself to be the smartest person in the room. I know that I can do the work as long as I put my best effort into it. I know that's kind of hard to open up with certain people, but you are not alone. You can seek like comfort in your favorite creators. Everyone feels body dysmorphia, especially women, and you need to understand that your body was meant to be a certain way. You can benefit yourself by exercising, drinking water, eating healthy, if anything. If you can't go outside, just stretch. Anything. Help yourself, help your gut. I'm not even the most healthiest person in the whole entire world, but I just want you to realize that you are beautiful and that you are seen and you are perfect in God's image. If anyone's having self-doubt, please talk to me. You can message me. I'm here as your little mental health buddy. So the very last question of this video is, if I were to do freshman year and redo it, what would I do differently? I feel if I did freshman year one more time, what would I do differently would be maybe stepping out of my comfort zone and becoming friends with like strangers. Like, I did become friends with a lot of people freshman year, don't get me wrong. I just feel that if I had that courage to step out of my comfort zone and talk to people and compliment people, when you compliment people, it makes their day, dude. I could compliment people about the most randomest things, like, oh, your smile's so pretty, or your outfit's so cute. Everyone has a smile on their face. Make everyone's day better by complimenting them. I think I would redo maybe like studying. For me, like at the end of the year, I kind of just had that fallout of like studying, and I did study, don't get me wrong. I still got pretty decent scores on my tests, but I wasn't as passionate as I was beginning of the year. And I just want everyone to realize that you need to keep pushing forward. You need to keep going. Do not do the mistake I did where I pushed myself to my limits and then I got super tired and could not have the mental mindset to benefit myself at the end of the year. And the end of the year matters, dude. The end of the year matters. And you need to realize that you can do it as long as you put the work into it. So that marks the end of this video. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you have any other questions, please message me. But I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and follow all my socials in my bio. And see you, stars.